A child rape suspect is in custody this morning after an hours-long standoff.
It is official, former Vice President Joe Biden is running for America's top job.
The numbers just keep rising. Now we are seeing the worst measles outbreak in a quarter century.
Coming up on 5 a.m. on our Thursday morning, welcome to KREM 2 Morning News. I'm Jen York.
And I'm Brittany Bailey. We are tracking a developing story this morning. After an hours-long standoff, Spokane Valley Sheriff's deputies arrested a man accused of child rape. Now deputies took 38-year-old Donald Hagel into custody. It all started yesterday evening when deputies spotted Hagel in Spokane Valley.
Deputies say they tried to talk to him, but he ran into a home, and that is when they say he threatened to come out shooting. The SWAT team and negotiators were called to that scene. They used tear gas and flashbangs, but he still refused to surrender. Officers then used a robot to enter the home. That robot eventually located the suspect and determined he did not have a gun with him. So that is when deputies sent in the K9 unit.
One K9 was sent in. The suspect continued to fight against the K9. Second K9 was sent in, and at that point, between those two and the deputies that were able to come in, he continued to fight, but they were able to get him into custody.
Well, the man was wanted on multiple counts, including child rape and child molestation. That's according to the Stevens County Sheriff's Office. The standoff lasted for nearly 5 hours. Deputies were able to take him into custody around 11 o'clock last night.
Now at 5:01 on this Thursday morning, we want to get a check of our weather forecast. So we will send things over to Evan Arani in the Weather Center this morning. Good morning, Evan.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we're starting off our Thursday with pretty nice conditions outside. It's going to be a similar day to yesterday, except we are going to see pretty strong development of cloud cover as the day goes on. Increasing clouds today. You can take a look at the 12-hour forecast that shows we are going to see another day of mid to upper 60-degree temperatures. That's going to be nice to see those above average temperatures. But notice how from the left to the right, we go from sunny skies to partly cloudy skies to a good amount of cloud cover going into your evening. Now, this is all in anticipation for a cold front that comes through tomorrow. What's that cold front going to bring? Well, it's going to start off with a little bit of rain, breezy conditions, and most importantly, the longer lasting effects of this cold front are going to be cooler temperatures into the weekend and the beginning of next week. Now, we do see those temperatures rebound, but it doesn't really happen. We don't see 60s happen again until about the later portion of next week. Here's what we got outside right now. Still about 45 minutes before we start to see that sun come up. Temperatures outside similar to where they were yesterday in the mid to lower 40s. 41 degrees right now in downtown Spokane. Winds, though, much calmer this morning than where they were the previous few mornings. That's a little bit of good news. More mild conditions outside. It is 5:02. I'll send things over to Cody Crawford for a check of traffic.
Good morning. Taking a look outside right now, we're seeing normal road conditions for this morning. So if you're about to start your morning commute and you take I-90, you should be able to go normal speeds of 60 miles an hour on both sides of the interstate. Those are all the traffic updates I have, but if you have any questions about traffic, you can head on over to our website at krem.com. Brittany and Jen, back to you.
Cody, thank you. Well, we are tracking breaking news this morning. After months of speculation, it is official. Former Vice President Joe Biden is running in the 2020 presidential election.
The core values of this nation, our standing in the world, our very democracy, everything that has made America, America is at stake. That's why today I'm announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
This will be his third time running. He already is leading the polls as the frontrunner in the crowded Democratic field. Biden has spent the last 5 decades in Washington, D.C. He would be the most experienced politician in the race, and he would be the second oldest after 77-year-old Bernie Sanders. In his announcement, Biden criticized President Trump. He also brought up what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia, back in 2017.
I believe history will look back on 4 years of this president and all he embraces as an aberrant moment in time. But if we give Donald Trump 8 years in the White House, he will forever and fundamentally alter the character of this nation, who we are, and I cannot stand by and watch that happen.
His decision puts him into a crowded and diverse Democratic presidential field of 20 candidates. The field includes 6 women, 5 people of color, and 1 member of the LGBTQ community.
Biden is expected to look for support from organized labor. The largest firefighters union is preparing to formally endorse him this week. Group leaders say they will be investing heavily in the former vice president's bid.
Coming up on 5:05 now, people from all across our region gathered to remember Cowlitz County Sheriff's Deputy Justin DeRozier. He was killed in the line of duty earlier this month. Several thousand people attended the 29-year-old's memorial.
Hundreds of law enforcement officers traveled from around the Pacific Northwest to honor his life. Many at the memorial remembered him as an extraordinary friend, colleague, and husband. They said he dreamed of joining law enforcement since he was young.
If you're lucky enough to be close friends with Justin or a colleague, then you certainly witnessed his deep, whole-body laugh that would make his eyes squint and his shoulders shake uncontrollably. It would fill the entire room. It was contagious.
DeRozier is survived by his wife and 6-month-old daughter. The memorial concluded with a 21-gun salute and bagpipers playing Amazing Grace. The Cowlitz County Sheriff's Office set up a memorial fund for Deputy DeRozier's family. The account name is Deputy Justin DeRozier Memorial Fund at U.S. Bank. For more information, you can head to our website at KREM.com.
Well, the grounding of Boeing's 737 MAX jets is costing the company. The impact is laid out in the first quarter earnings report. Now, the trouble with the company's 737 MAX jets will cost Boeing more than $1 billion. The company grounded the planes after 2 crashes killed more than 300 people.
Boeing leaders say the company's earnings fell 21% in the first 3 months of the year. The initial $1 billion will cover lower production and delays of deliveries. While happening on the west side, lawmakers want to block deportation flights out of Boeing Field. King County executives signed an order to eventually ban flights for Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
A report by the University of Washington showed that 34,000 people were placed on deportation flights at the airport during the last 8 years. The number of people decreased between 2011 and 2015, but the report notes those numbers are trending upward again. ICE authorities have not commented on this new order. The number of measles cases in the U.S. climbed to its highest level since 1994.
This comes after New York City health experts announced at least 31 more new cases. The new numbers also include 2 pregnant women. That brings the national total to nearly 700 cases. That's according to the CDC. About 3/4 of the cases this year have been in New York. Health experts are blaming misinformation for the spread of the disease.
When parents decide, you know what, I'm not going to immunize my kid, they're not only rolling the dice for their own child, they're rolling the dice for other people, for babies under the age of 1 who can't get immunized, for people with cancer, people with immune systems that aren't functioning correctly.
We also have seen many cases here in the Pacific Northwest as well. About 75 of those were in Washington. The CDC recommends the measles vaccine for everyone older than 1 year old.
Starbucks shops across the country are installing needle drop boxes because of an incident in Oregon.
Last year, 2 employees at a Eugene location were pricked by needles, according to a Business Insider report. After an investigation, the company was fined $3,100. More than 5,000 employees also signed a petition calling for needle boxes to be installed.
Starbucks issued this statement saying, in part, these societal issues affect us all and can sometimes place our partners in scary situations, which is why we have protocols and resources in place to ensure our partners are out of harm's way.
Agencies in Idaho are working to fight the opioid crisis with education. In Boise, signs are being displayed in restrooms across several parks. The signs display the signs and symptoms of a drug overdose. They also have information on disposing of drugs, Idaho's Good Samaritan law, and what Narcan is.
Boise police say this comes after they started seeing a trend last fall. People were moving the bodies of people who overdosed on drugs. They said people feared having to tell police how those people died.
So we're really trying to put out the message. The Good Samaritan law in Idaho makes it to where even if police wanted to prosecute, and we don't want to, and I want to make that very clear, but this law makes it to where you cannot be prosecuted for calling paramedics if you've overdosed or your friend has overdosed.
Organizers say people should know the signs of an overdose, and they say arresting people is not the way to stop the drug epidemic.
It is 5:09 now on this Thursday morning. Well, Billy hearts Lisa. You see it there. Many want to know the story behind the two names painted on a local grain silo as demolition moves closer to erasing their show of love.
A Portland company is offering a new way to support your favorite basketball team, and you can do it while also saving the planet.
And we've got another day of mild conditions outside. Temperatures expected in the mid-60s, but tomorrow a cold front moves in. It'll change your weekend plans because those temperatures are dropping and we've got a little bit of rain moving in.